The world is a little bit different in Los Angeles. Hollywood, TV studios, and celebrities make for a culture built around entertainment and creative expression. Intrinsic to our existence as humans is our quest to create meaning, and art allows that process to take place. Enter Michael Falk, digital production artist for DC Entertainment. You know, DC Comics, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. Well, that's where this Navy vet works now. But how he got there is a tale of war, PTSD, and one seemingly insignificant past time that ultimately turned his life around and landed him a dream job. War is an impactful, life-changing event, and it is a challenge to have to turn around and readjust to civilian life after functioning under the constant life-threatening experience during deployment. A recent study performed by an independent research group found that 1 in 5 veterans deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, or as it's more commonly known, PTSD. Michael's readjustment was difficult.
So I started having some trouble with dealing with certain types of stress, dealing with large groups of people where you're constantly on alert, no matter where you are, and even your own home stops becoming your safe place.
While taking a toll on himself, the symptoms were taking a toll on his family.
He freaked out and I didn't realize it. And the next day he was holding my son. And he called me into the kitchen and he put a glass in my face and said, "Do you see this? This is dirty." And the rage was just a lot.
PTSD was making it difficult to function in his daily life. At this point, Michael made a choice that brought him all the way back to when he was a young kid.
I was always artistic as a child, going back as far as I can remember, back into kindergarten. I was always the guy in class, the kid in class that doodled in the margin of the test. I decided that I needed to find an outlet to start to deal with some of that stress. And I went back to the artwork that I left as a child a few years after that deployment, and it helped. And when I realized that it started helping, I thought that that might be something that I end up doing in the long term to help keep myself sane and functioning in society. And it started with creating a comic strip based on our interactions with our son, who was 6 or 7. And I would draw these comic strips, and then I realized that they were kind of funny. I was laughing at them, and I was enjoying them. So I put them on the internet.
Fast forward years later, he's leading a team of designers using his trial and adversity channeled into a healthy hobby which turned into a profession at DC Comics, the home of legendary heroes. Michael's time in the armed forces produced an individual whose code of ethics and duty complement his higher calling as a leader. Undoubtedly, he would stand out amongst his peers as someone who is reliable and sincerely committed to the cause.
He's kind of like the alpha dog. So yeah, he's definitely a great leader, and I feel like his military background has helped with that a lot.
Being a natural-born leader is something that all heroes, super or military, have in common.
Comics, in DC Comics in particular, it's had a long history. There's a lot of interplay between the two. Clear back to World War II, characters like Superman, Wonder Woman. It's created a long history and a social commentary of both good and bad, of that interplay between, military and superhero comics.
Whether it's pen to paper or stylus to screen, Michael continues to pull on the lessons he learned while he served in the United States Navy. So it was only fitting that the two of us capped off this experience with pencils in hand, creating something together. A comic cover melding his two worlds, military and civilian, through our eyes.